I'm pregnant. I'm in my housewife era. Chip, chip, cheerio. Hello YouTube. It is a beautiful day. I am getting ready for a day of filming content. I've been gone twice this September, out of the house, out of the office, and it has caused my content making to fall behind. The beginning of September, I went to Burning Man. Yes, if you heard anything about Burning Man 2023, I'm sure you're raising your eyebrows. Because, yes, I was there. I will tell you all about that soon. And then last week, or the week before that, I should say, I was in Oakland, California, on the West Coast again, for the Oakland Psychedelic Conference, where I spoke on 4 different panels about all things psychedelics and herbs to enhance your psychedelic journeys, home ec for psychonauts, how to bring entheogens into family life and motherhood. We did a ceremonial song share. I did a talk about how to integrate animal foods into your life ethically. And we did a talk all about how to put the plant back in plant medicine, because there is a lot of plant medicine going around now in 2023, and I'm sure going forward. We've got cannabis gummies and chocolates and mushroom chocolates now on the West Coast, and there's an ayahuasca pill coming out, which is super scary. And you know, while all that stuff is well and good because it does help plant medicines be more accessible to people, it's really not exactly my vibe. And we discussed how a basic knowledge of herbalism is very important and integral to the entheogenic journey. If you're going to have a relationship with psychedelics, you need to have touched a mushroom before you actually have like mushroom chocolates or mushroom gummies. You need to have tasted what a dried mushroom tastes like. I mean, in my opinion, for ayahuasca, I would never drink ayahuasca if I wasn't like on the lands where it grows indigenously in Colombia, in Peru, you know, these jungle places with these indigenous people that have been serving it for generations. And so we just talked about that. Anyway, that's what happened this month, and it's why I haven't really been posting that much. So I was fully in my housewife era today and got up early, got Matt his things that he needed to get out of the house, got Aura her things that she needed to get out of the house, and sent them on their merry way. I fully got my little baby girl ready for preschool today. If you watched my last video, you got the rundown on preschool. It's, we're not gonna send her to school. If we did, it would be some sort of Waldorf Montessori situation that they really don't have in this area, unfortunately. So homeschool is probably gonna be the vibe for the foreseeable future after preschool's over, but she does absolutely love it. So it's been nice right now for her to go. It's only 3 hours a day, and it gives us time to integrate into this new office space that you've seen in the past videos that we've moved into, where Valadia Organica is thriving and flourishing. By the way, I just restocked yesterday and things are almost close to sold out, so head on over there if you want some herbal medicine. But I got everybody ready so that I could stay home today and not go into the office, and I could just film content. I need to film, most importantly, a video for the Black Indigenous People of Color Herbalism Conference that I have been invited to be a featured speaker on. I will be sharing Caribbean herbalism, which is fun because I don't usually talk a lot about Caribbean herbalism, because the medicines that are in my shop are herbs that are pretty readily available in my area because I grow them for the shop. And some of them I source bulk from other farms, but this time I've been asked to speak about Puerto Rican herbalism because that is my blood. Borinquen, okay? Boricua, Puerto Rico. So I will be sharing a video on how to make a special aloe compound that is very great for the lungs, for cough support, and for asthma specifically. I wasn't able to get a lot of the herbs that I wanted to. So I need to film that video so I can submit it to the online conference so that they can have it and I can begin promoting the conference that will be in a couple of weeks. I'll drop that link below in case y'all want to learn. I know it's weird to see me put on makeup. I never wear makeup. But when it comes to things like this, filming an important video that's going to be a part of a log of videos that a lot of people are going to be watching and learning from, you know, I wanted to just present myself a little nicer than I do for the YouTube fam. Y'all get to see me looking crusty. While my breakfast pan is heating up, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. I'm pregnant. I am 20 weeks pregnant. Check it out. Check it out. Yeah. You already know this news if you follow me on Instagram. I highly recommend that you do because these days sometimes it's easier to just pop on Instagram. But yeah, I am halfway, officially at the halfway mark of my pregnancy. I'm feeling really, really good. We'll make a pregnancy Q&A. So if you have questions about this pregnancy, about baby number 2, drop them below in the comment section and Matt and I will sit down and do a whole baby number 2 Q&A for you all. I know you're probably gonna have a lot of questions because I didn't tell you about this one as early as I told you about Aura's pregnancy. We're already halfway through and I'm finally coming forward to the YouTube fam. But I'm feeling really good. And I am noticing it is September 25th. So we are already officially in fall. The equinox was this weekend on the 23rd. My body is slowing down and asking me to chill out after an incredibly busy and fast-paced spring and summer. I traveled outside of the country twice. I traveled to the West Coast 3 times. I traveled all over the place, up to North Carolina, different festivals I was teaching at, conferences, festivals I was attending for fun, retreats I was hosting. Like I have just been going, visiting friends, visiting family, and the fall is coming. The hibernation is creeping up on me and I feel the energy in my body and this baby is asking me to slow down. That's why today is a special day for me because I'm actually getting to make content and not go into the office with Matt and film this video for the Herbalism Conference, film this video for YouTube, maybe even film something else for YouTube or make a little reel for Instagram for the shop page or for my personal page and just like show myself more a little bit in front of the camera. The whole first like 16 weeks, I believe I think I was up to like 16, 17 weeks before I announced it on Instagram. It felt like I couldn't really like show myself in front of the camera because I was hiding something, even though I could show, you know, like boobies up view. But if you've been one of the OG followers, you know that I pretty much share very openly on YouTube and all of my social media platforms. And it just felt like the energy was weird to be hiding something. And so this time it was just like, I barely wanted to post any videos or anything in that energy of like hiding. But now I'm feeling more motivated to make content and I'm hoping to bring you all day in the life vlogs and just a lot more of me until I go into like full hibernation birth mode in the next like 15 weeks or so. I'm hungry, I need to make some breakfast. Arroz con huevo, rice, and eggs. We are in the full theme of Puerto Rico today because I will be filming this video for the Herbalism Conference. And I even have some pique on top, even though it's Mexican pique, it's Cholula. But okay, we're still on theme here. I'm even making café, coffee on the stove in the traditional way that my abuela makes it, even though really the traditional way she makes it is with this little sock. Comment below if you remember that. Any of you Latin people know of the little, like, it's not an actual sock, but it's like a cloth with a little metal holder, and then she would put the coffee through it and strain it and make it like that. now she'll use the, like the Italians use, the metal thing that's really made from aluminum. And I have one of those, but I have a stainless steel one. This is a pause, okay? My beautiful Latin people that cook out of aluminum pots and pans and make coffee out of the traditional cheap one with the angles on it that is aluminum. It's so bad for you. It's leaching a toxic metal into your bloodstream. Stop with the aluminum pots and pans and the aluminum cafe maker. I'll link below the one that I got online that is stainless steel. It was the only one that I found by Bialetti. The Italians use it, but I know a lot of our Latin people use that same coffee maker, but it's brewing on the stove right now. Breakfast. Look at that. If that is not a latte, I don't know what is. If you are not frothing your milk at home, I don't know what you're doing when you make your coffee. I will link my coffee maker and my milk frother below in the description. Speaking of food, comment below if in your pregnancy you had weird symptoms that you usually didn't have outside of pregnancy with your digestion. Up until like now, really, I had to really zone in on my gut health because I was noticing that I was having like erratic types of bowel movements. Of course, pregnancy is like a big reason for that, but I was just noticing that my body was needing some gut health support. When we don't have enough good bacteria, bad bacteria in the gut will flourish, and 70% of our immune system, of our body's like fighting mechanism to protect us, is in our gut. Also, our feel-good chemicals, our happiness hormones, they're all located in our gut, and so it's important for me in pregnancy to support all of that. And it wasn't until I got my results back from my Viome gut health test. You all have heard me talk about these gut health tests before. I made sure to get one within like a good 10 weeks of pregnancy so that I could see what was going on with my pregnant body, with my inflammation levels, and with my gut health, so I could know what to feed myself and how to proceed further as I'm growing this little child within me. And I'm so thankful that I did, because after I started to follow those recommendations, I feel a lot better. So thank you, Viome, for sponsoring today's video, because Viome helped so much with getting me on track for the rest of my pregnancy as far as gut health and inflammation and full cellular health goes. Viome's Gut Intelligence test reveals 20 integrated health scores about your body. It's telling you things like your inflammatory activity, your gut lining health, and your metabolic fitness. You get the test in the mail, super simple to send in your samples. The instructions are laid out perfectly, and you send it in, and within 2 to 3 weeks, your results are shown on the app. And you're getting personalized nutrition recommendations for your specific microbiome. What I like about it is they're not just telling you all the foods that you shouldn't eat. You're getting foods that you should eat. You're even getting a list of superfoods that your body really, really love for you to consume. I was really happy with my recommendations this time. I've done Viome several times, and I also love that the app shows me my history of all the tests that I've ever done. I can compare my health to the tests that I've done in the past over the last couple of years. And when I looked back at some of the recommendations I got before, they were even more intense, and some of the foods that I really loved, my body wasn't really vibing with. But this time, a lot of the foods that I'm loving, eggs, dairy, meat, and things like that, were still working for my body. I did have some inflammation that was there. We're all gonna have a little bit of inflammation, but I did have some inflammation, and so I was given some tools to work with. You can hire all the dietitians in the world, nutritionists, but unless you know what's going on in your specific microbiome, it's a little bit hard to just follow recommendations that you're seeing online or from nutritionists that don't know what's happening in your microbiome. Don't let your gut health hold you back. Take control over it, and you can feel so much better. As a special offer to all of my viewers, Viome is offering $110 off of your gut health test. Go to tryviome.com/Valadia and use my code Valadia110, and you will get $110 off of any of the Viome tests. Highly recommend. You're gonna save so much. Click the link below in the description or scan the QR code that's here on the screen. All right, back to it. Oh my gosh. Check out my outfit. Puerto Rican flag. I just made a corny Instagram reel to promote the BIPOC Herbalism Conference and my Puerto Rican Healing Herbs workshop that's within that conference, I actually realized that I didn't need to film my actual medicine making workshop for the conference today because it's supposed to be filmed live. That way everyone can ask me questions and such afterwards, because my class is a special offering in the VIP part of the online conference. So I'm glad I realized that today before I filmed the video, but I have just exhausted myself filming 11 Instagram reels. That's how behind I am on content. That's how many ideas I've had floating in my head for content to make for the Shop the Lady Organica page and for the personal page, to just promote the herbs that I'm making, educate people on herbs and different infusions and teas they can make to heal their bodies, talk about the things that I'm doing, because it's a video app now. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, that's the stuff that's really popping off, and it's video content that people want to see. And I just post these old-fashioned little graphics that I make on Canva. And nobody cares to read it. So I'm like, let me just film and make some cute little reels showing my face. And that should be a nice offering for the internet world. But it's 3 o'clock now. I was not expecting to have this much time to create content today. And I'm actually so grateful that Matt took Aura out to the playground and to get some lunch and took her to the office after he picked her up from preschool to work a little bit more so that I could have all this time today to create all this content. So now over the next couple of days, I can be editing and posting, and it was just perfect. I really needed all of this undivided time to work. So I'm gonna make myself some lunch and then do a little bit of editing, and then when my babies come home, I will have dinner prepared for them. I told y'all, I'm in my housewife era. I love staying home and getting my things done and then having things prepared when my family comes home.
Look, I found a purple pea.
I miss my family. You had a good day today?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have fun? I missed you.
I miss you. How to give them water. Yes.
Pickled asparagus and sourdough toast with cottage cheese, everything bagel seasoning, and hot pepper jelly. Yeah. Whew. I am feeling really tired. Yesterday, I was like, boom, 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 boom. And today, I'm like, I did things out of order. That was the problem. I need to eat in the morning within 1 hour of waking. That's what I tell everyone, all of my nutritional like coaching clients, anyone who asks me advice, especially women of the childbearing age. If you are bleeding, you need to be eating a protein-rich breakfast within an hour of waking. If not, your body and your hormones start to get the signals that they're going to be malnourished for the day, that they're not going to be provided for, and your body starts sending out more stress hormones. You start to save fat and sugar and everything, and it goes into this like emergency mode, and it will leave you feeling awful, or at least just feeling like behind for the rest of the day. And then of course you can like spike yourself with caffeine and do all the things that we do in modern culture to sustain ourselves and to keep going. Like, I get it, we have kids, we have things to do. Most of us can't just get up and make a delicious, nourishing breakfast within an hour of waking, when you have to help people get out of the house and your kids and do whatever. But like a protein shake, or like cottage cheese on toast really quick, that's like 14 grams of protein, or like something, you know, that can start you off. And I'm preaching to the choir over here, because I helped Matt and Aura get out of the house, then went straight downstairs to do laundry, then went straight outside to feed the dogs, did some of that sweeping, then power washed my Burning Man boots because they'd been sitting in a dusty old bag for forever, covered in like mud and dust, and they're my favorite hiking boots. Then power washed the big metal, what do you call it? My brain. Basin, I guess, that we keep water in for the chickens and the dogs, and scrubbed it, and then filled it up with water, then walked all the way to the garden, got a rake, then walked all the way to the chickens and raked the entire chicken area, not in the coop, but like outside of the coop. There's just like piles and piles of leaves and rocks and just like stuff, and I like to keep that area really clear. It just looks nicer when it's clear, and I can like easily walk over there without walking over 1,000 sticks and rocks and stuff. So I raked that whole area, moved a bunch of stuff around, moved a bunch of big logs and sticks around so I can bring them to the fire bin later, aka Matt can bring them to the fire pit later. And then it came back inside, and I was gonna start cooking breakfast, and I couldn't even stand up for that long because I started to feel tired. I started to feel weak. Like, I felt like I was maybe gonna pass out, because I had been up for 2 hours, and I had one of those hours was like physical, you know, fast movement, labor, you know, and my body was like, do you really think that you are about to be growing an entire human and go 2 hours and do a full-on freaking outside workout without providing for us? I made Matt cottage cheese toast and coffee and Aura breakfast and sent them on their merry way, and didn't even make anything for myself. So this is me saying I'm never gonna do that again. Pregnancy will remind you how fragile the body is, you know? And it's like, in an extreme way, unfortunately, sometimes I need to be reminded that I can't just like go, 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 go. My body needs fuel and supplies to continue to do the things that I need my body to do, whether I'm growing a human or not. But when you're growing a human, there's so much going to that. There's so many nutrients and vitamins and energy, like just pure electrons, that are going to this feet right here, like making an entire person. I just find like the signals of my lack are very loud, are very apparent, and I can't get away with lack, which is just good for like my womanhood in general. It's just good for my human existence in general to be reminded that just provide always. And even like emotionally and spiritually, you know, like, of course, I'm just like crying at least once a day. which is great. I love crying, and it's not like, it's simple things, you know? When I'm trying to stifle things in my pregnancy or hold myself back from sharing, spreading, expressing emotion, it's like 10 times harder. And so that's just another lesson for my non-pregnant life, is just to like allow myself to flow, because in pregnancy, your body's like, look, we're not holding on to this. You're making a baby, okay? We're not gonna let that baby feel all this. We're not gonna let that run through your nervous system. We're gonna flood it out and get it out so we can focus on what we're doing over here. And when I'm not pregnant, I deserve that same self-care. I deserve to allow feelings to come up and to move out and to be expressed and to be transmuted, to be given back to the earth, to be channeled in other ways than allowing them to stay in my body and manifest into all other types of unease and dis-ease and disorder. And nettle infusion, minerals, vitamins. Chip, chip, cheerio, cheers, bottoms up. Oh, I needed that. I've got 2 bags of nettle left from this spring summer harvest in the garden, and I'm about halfway through this one. I think I can make these 2 bags last for the next part of my pregnancy. If not, I've got a bunch of nettle that I can source from other people. But this nettle specifically that was grown just 200 feet that way, I just feel the difference in the flavor, in the taste, in the energy. You know, like my hands worked that soil. My saliva touched those seeds, because I like to put my DNA in the seeds before I grow the plant. It's just like, this was grown for me and this baby, and so it's like extra special to be nourishing me and this baby with it. Stinging nettle is so great for minerals, vitamins, and it's like a part of my prenatal routine. I can make a separate video about my prenatal nourishment, because I want to talk to you all about like the supplements, foods, and herbs that I think are important for me growing a baby this time around. Last pregnancy, I was telling you all about like a couple of prenatal vitamins that I would take, and I think I was sponsored by also. And I'm not taking either of those. I'm not into like just 1 or 2 pills that are like prenatal vitamins this time. My prenatal vitamins are like whole food prenatal nourishment. So if they do look like a pill, it's because it's like beef liver or like dried oyster in a capsule, you know, like it's all whole food, so that I can really absorb and use these nutrients. So coming up, prenatal nourishment soon. Ask questions below if you have specific questions, and I will answer those specific questions, but I know how I'm going to talk about it. Yesterday I filmed 11 reels, so I have a lot to edit and work with, which is exciting. So for the rest of the day, I'm gonna edit and do some laundry and kind of keep it low-key, because yesterday was a very fast-paced day for me, and so I'm gonna put my feet up and do like computer tasks and drink my teas and my infusions and take care of my body and this growing baby. Tomorrow I'm officially 20 weeks. I know I said I'm 20 weeks, but tomorrow makes 20 weeks of pregnancy. This baby is moving so much, especially when I lay down at night to sleep, just kicking and moving all around. Now I know for sure that it's not twins. For a second there, I thought it was twins just because I was so much bigger this pregnancy, but everyone says second pregnancy, your body just remembers, so everything just gets bigger faster. And I haven't had any ultrasounds. I don't plan on getting any ultrasounds, so there's no way to know that like 100%. Even in ultrasound, sometimes twins get missed, but I am pretty sure there's 1 baby in there. I can feel 1 baby moving. I have a little fetal stethoscope that I've been able to hear the heartbeat with, and there's 1 heartbeat in there, even when I move it all around, so 1 baby, 1 baby.